everybody. I am so happy to see you today. Thank you so much for coming back and seeing me and Desi. I so hope you had a good, safe week. Today, we're going to some thrift stores and we are going to have a blast, and we are on a mission. Now, last week, I did some filming from my half bath, but I didn't show you the half bath. So quite a few of you wrote me and said, what does your half bath look like? And I thought, uh-oh, I can't show you that half bath. That's where I do my makeup, so it's just, all it is it's not decorated. I know after a year it's not decorated. It's just all my makeup. But I can't show it to you. So I thought, okay, our budget today is $50. Let's hit some junk stores and let's see if I can help that sad, sad little bathroom of mine. Let's do this. Grab your keys, some coffee, grab your coat. Okay, it's July, forget your coat. Well, unless you're in Australia, then I don't know. Anyway, let's do this. Let's go to the thrift store. Let's see what we find, and then I'll be back. I love that. I love it. This is so cool. This is something you put in your living room and somebody would ask you, what is that? And you'd say Morocco's, and they'd say, well, where'd you get that? And you'd say, oh, when I was in Spain. And they would say, well, when were you in Spain? And then you'd just say, I just made that up. And they'd go, oh, okay. Wow, that is a beautiful statement mirror. Isn't that amazing? I don't even know what that's made out of. The colors are so pretty. They want $9.99 for it. Can you imagine how much that mirror would be in a store? A real store? Now there's a good book. As You Think by James Allen. She looks cheerful, doesn't she? You know, as I get older, I've traded in thinking for dreaming. Much happier. I don't know. It's pretty dusty, but I love it. Those are hard to find. Those are little picnic table plant stands. Well, really, it could be anything you wanted. It doesn't have to just be a plant stand. Oh, I like that painting. She looks like how I feel today. A little disjointed. But a beautiful woman playing an instrument, dreaming of all the things she's going to do that day. Well, oh my goodness, that is so beautiful. I'm almost in tears. My grandmother had a bowl just like this. She had the pattern, the whole set. Oh gosh, that's so pretty. Do you believe in guardian angels? I don't know. I think I do. I've had the number 29 on my mind all week. I wonder what that means.
For it.
You ladies are so beautiful.
Oh, geez, right. We're gorgeous.
I love that. That is so pretty. That is a huge set. I own one saucepan and one frying pan. I don't know why. What grown woman owns just one pan? Oh my gosh, how cute is that? It's like a little candle holder dressed up like a lamp. Oh, that looks like a nice drill. I always wanted to be one of those women that knew how to work a drill, who had her own engraved tools. But alas, that blouse is so pretty. I don't know whether I should get it or not. It is almost exactly like a dress I was wearing the night that Bill first told me that he loved me. All those years ago. I don't know, should I get it? Isn't that the cutest thing? We made it home. How did we do? Well, I think we did really, really well. And I have to say, it's not very often that you go to a thrift store and you meet a couple beautiful ladies that say 5 words to you that kind of change your life. But that's what happened, and I'm kind of excited to talk to you about it. One of the first things that I picked up, I haven't even cleaned it up yet, is this kind of picnic table bench. This was at the Salvation Army, and this cost me, I believe it was $7. Well, you know how expensive benches are. They're crazy. Even a plant stand. It's hard to get a plant stand for under $50. I don't know what happened. I remember when I was a young girl and I could get a plant stand for $10. Yeah, well, those days are over. But when I saw that bench, I imagined all the things that I could do with it. Did you guess that I was going to buy the mirror? I just fell in love with this mirror. You know, when I first saw this mirror, I didn't know what it was. I knew it was a mosaic type mirror, but I thought, well, what material is that? Is that glass? Is it alabaster? Is it shell? I wasn't sure. But I wasn't going to get it. And then the more I walked around the store, the more my eye kept going back to this mirror. And it's nothing like what I buy or what I'm attracted to. It's not the vibe of my home, and I thought maybe that's why I like it so much. I want to show you how one mosaic mirror can transform a room. I just could not be more surprised. Families are the greatest blessing, and families come in all shapes and sizes. We do at the thrift store. I think we did great. We got a mirror and a shelf and a little bench for under $30. And I wanted to mention that for now, I know these Asian wall art, I know that these panels don't go with the mirror. Even though they are the right size, the right color, and the right texture, they don't go with the mirror. But I don't have any large Southwestern type Georgia O'Keeffe print that I can put there that's large enough, because if I bring in smaller art there, it's going to shrink the bathroom. So I am going to go ahead and leave those just as they are until I can find just the right large piece of art. But for now, I think they're fine. My friends here in Grand Rapids are jazz musicians, and of course that isn't an accident, I would imagine. I have known and loved and respected them ever since I was a young girl, and I've had the honor of playing with most of them in recording sessions or live, so I love them dearly. So in my apartment, I have a wall that I call my jazz wall, where I have a beautiful prints of people playing jazz, and it makes me so happy. It brings me so much comfort. And there is an artist. Her name is Marcia Hamill. She currently has a studio in South Carolina. She is 72 years old, and she is still making the most beautiful paintings of people playing jazz and men and women in the audience enjoying that jazz. Oh, I like that painting. She looks like how I feel today, a little disjointed. I found a Marcia Hamill painting. It's a print, but the print is actually signed by her and numbered, and I just about died. And here it is. And I want to try to get a good angle of this for you. I'm going to show you, this is called Yellow Cello, and I will show you where I put this in my home. playing an instrument, dreaming of all the things she's going to do that day. Well, this kind of illustrates the struggle I've had all my life with being attracted to something that I know has no monetary value and people probably would laugh at in my home, but I get it anyway because I like it, because I love it. I like it, so I bought it and I get to look at it every day, so there you go. And the Moroccos, I love these Moroccos. I got them when I was in Spain. Yeah. What's that? When was I in Spain? Never. About plating, taking a plain white plate and putting objects that speak to us and putting it on top of that plate and putting the plate on end tables and coffee tables for something beautiful. And you've been doing that, and you have been sending me some pictures of some of your creations. So my email address is below in the info box. So if you have created something beautiful, and I know you have, and you don't mind it being put in a video, send me the pictures of some of the plating that you have done, and I'd be so proud to show it in a video. You tipped me off to go to Target and get these little tiny succulents for under $5, and so they kind of add a dimension to the plate when you've added antique postcards and little sculptures. And when we were all at Goodwill, I found this sculpture of this man. I think it's a man twirling his son. I know, I guess it's up for interpretation, isn't it? But I see a man twirling his son having a wonderful time. And it's something different for me. But what I want to do on my coffee table is have it symmetrical and have two white plates on each side of the coffee table and with two completely different vignettes. So yeah, I think it was a nice find. Really interesting. A lot of people think that buying pottery at thrift stores is random, but it's not. You really are looking for the perfect colors, design, and the way that the pottery is crafted. One of my very earliest memories is looking into my grandmother and my grandfather's china cabinet, and they had fine china from all over the world, and they loved Narataki china. They loved the color like a lime green and whites and pinks, and that has always stayed with me my entire life. And as I have thrifted throughout the years, I have looked for pieces that they had in their china cabinet, and I've been quite successful. This is the second time this has happened to me. A plate that my mother broke, that was my grandmother's, just shows up here. There are no words for me to tell you how happy I am that I now own this beautiful piece of china. But let me address why my mama broke so many dishes. My mom had a very, very hard life. But she was really a wonderful woman that was so full of joy. But I remember at night, she would get so nervous and she would be doing those dishes and her hands would shake. Now this was in the 60s. I was 5, 6, 7 years old, and as far as I know, there weren't things like antidepressants or things, maybe, therapy for her where it could help her with her anxiety. But she would just shake. especially, after dinner for some reason and the dishes were piling up. And there would be some dish like this. And she'd drop it. Maybe her hands were soapy. Maybe she was shaking. I don't know. But she'd drop it and she would break it. She broke a lot of things. But the only time she would sit and sob is when she broke something that was her father's. So that's why Mama broke dishes. And sometimes she really injured herself too. But that brings me to something that happened at the thrift store that I want to share with you that kind of changed my life. I know I sound dramatic, but it's true. So I'm going through the thrift store and I meet these two wonderful women that are shopping. And they are a hoot. And we just had so much fun chatting. And, we exchange, success stories of things that we found at the thrift store. And one of the ladies explained that she has a client that is really getting up in years and she has Alzheimer's. And when she takes her to the thrift store, she has a wonderful time and she wants to buy everything, but she cries. She'll start to cry and she'll think back on her mother and how sad her mother was. And she actually told me that she wants this woman to have a good time. So she says to her, you know what? Today, we're not doing this. Today, we're not crying over your mom. Today, we're going to have fun. And that snaps her right out of it. And at first, when she told me that, I thought, well, that's kind of cruel. And then I realized, no, that's not cruel. I remember a therapist once told me that we never ever forget bad memories. They're always there, but what we can learn to do is replace them with good memories. So when I was walking through that thrift store and I found this plate, I started to cry. And I said to myself, we're not doing that today. We're not going to do that today. It changed my life because every single time that I try to beat myself up or I start going down the path of feeling sorry for myself, I'm going to say to myself from now on, hey, Sue, we're not doing that today. We're not doing that today.
Here this afternoon, I came in with my client. She has Alzheimer's, and I take her all around.
Really?
And it was so busy, I couldn't get down any aisle.
Oh my goodness.
So full.
Did she have a good time?
She always has a good time. She has a great time. She wants to buy everything.
I used to belong to 3 golf leagues. I really miss it. I miss those days where after a round I would be in the parking lot crying because I took 11 strokes in the sand trap. But I still miss it. I loved it. Hey everybody, thank you so much for hanging out with us today. I loved every second of it. And if you get time, do you have any little tricks that keep you in a good mood? If you could share those, that would be so awesome. And for those ladies who like the special little decorative plating, send in your pictures if you can. Please have yourself a wonderful brand new week. And when you're done with your week, come back and see me and Desi, okay? All right, it's a deal. We'll be here.